Welcome to Creating a World of Women of Significance on Global Voice Radio with your host, Margie O'Kane. Listen and learn how you can create a legacy for women and girls around the world. Women of significance can change the world. Here is your host, Margie O'Kane.
Hello everybody and welcome. I'm your host, Margie O'Kane, coming to you via Global Voice Radio. My shows are all about expanding qualities underdeveloped in you, unleashing your potential and continuously improving self. This is the first of a series about a blueprint for a life of significance, a guide to continuously tune your life. Thousands have this priceless gift, but never discover it. For those that don't know me, my background is in client-centered care. I have worked as a registered nurse, midwife, and consultant for over 50 years as a manager and as a director of nursing. My roles included training hundreds of people in leadership, communication, and clinical skills. I am an auditor in many various quality standards, which has allowed me to travel widely to rural and remote areas throughout Australia, supporting the local health authorities on clinical issues and leadership. I have the scars of living. I have experienced a life of hurt, joy, fear, and loneliness. I grew up in a home that was poor but full of love. I have reinvented myself many times, and I've spent thousands of dollars on my professional and personal development. I have found during my long career that no book fully teaches you on leadership, either of yourself or others. It is cemented by having the courage to examine your behavior, thoughts, and actions every day and constantly ask yourself, is there a better way? I work as a mentor with a range of people, including clients in their 70s, who feel they are made invisible by society, to encourage them to believe in their wisdom and skills and to share them with others in a meaningful way. I live by these words I was gifted when I met His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Have no regrets, put meaning in what you do, and have a peaceful mind. I have a mantra which is, it's not success that matters, but your significance. It's learning to have moments of significance every day. You could ask, why significance? To me, success in life is more important than significance. Success is relatively easy to obtain when compared with significance. Success is not the greatest call we can have on our lives. Success can fade, however, significance lasts forever. Significance comes from building purpose and meaning into your life. Some other meaning more than just being the best and making more money than any person in your field. Success ends on the day you die. Success is never enough. Significance always lasts. Significance will always outlast us. Even when we are no longer present, our significance will still be ours, and nothing can take that away from you. Significance carries on. Significance keeps on giving. When we positively change the life of another human being, and that person changes the life of another, who impacts the life of another, who influences another. Significance satisfies our soul. While the thirst for success is never quenched, significance satisfies our deepest heart and soul. It allows us to lay our head on our pillow each night, confident that we have lived a significant day. Our life of significance is a continuous improvement process, which implies a never-ending journey. To make changes, we need to break down what we want to improve into measurable bite-sized chunks. Firstly, we need to know what we want to change, identify the possible barriers, and how to overcome the fear of or resistance to change. Next, we need to flowchart the process on what we want, the steps we need to take towards our goal, and prioritize the actions to reach our goal. What is the outcome we want? We need to understand how the product or outcome feels, looks, sounds, tastes, and smells. What emotions surround it? We live a life of significance when, along with our journey towards self-improvement, we assist others in that journey. Self-improvement that changes our processes requires self-mastery and the optimization of our personal assets. Then we are masterful. I have a question. If tomorrow morning you received a phone call from a movie producer who tells you that she wants to make a major motion picture of the story of your life, what would you think? Would you think that it was a great idea and that it would be a fascinating and interesting story filled with great scenes of overcoming odds and rising to ultimate achievement? Or would you think the producer was crazy? If the contract was negotiated and signed and you had the right to change anything in the movie script of your life that you wanted to, what would you change? Or would you be willing to see your life put on a film exactly the way you are living it, with no exaggeration or enhancements to make the movie look more interesting? The question here is not whether your friends and the rest of the world would enjoy the story of your life as you have really lived it. The question is whether you'd be completely satisfied with the movie you saw. When you see yourself on screen, do you see someone who lets change come and go and is content to stand by while someone else writes the scripts and directs the show? Or do you see someone who gets the most out of the opportunities that life offers? When you see yourself on the screen, do you like the person you see? Could you say that that person you're looking at is your favorite person in the whole wide world? And how much do you care about that person? It is the self-motivated, self-scripted individual who, upon realizing that she may be standing on the sidelines, has a breakthrough of awareness. She climbs over the barricade on the movie set, takes the script and the director's bullhorn in hand, and starts taking control of the making of this life story for herself. According to philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson, to be yourself in today's world, when that world is constantly trying to make you something else, is the greatest accomplishment. I need to ask you, do you value yourself as a worthwhile, likable, and capable person? Or do you often suffer with nagging self-doubt and lack of confidence? Can you remember a beauty ad that finished with, "Because you're worth it"? Well, this irritated me, as I knew I deserved things. However, was I worth it? This was something I had to work through, and when I did, I was surprised when it was imprinted into my being. We have an inner picture that we hold of ourselves and our personal strengths and limitations. This self-image affects the way we relate to self and others, what we think we can achieve, and the important choices we make in life. You can either climb the steps of good self-fulfillment or descend the steps of low self-esteem, of depression and lack. Did you know that self-esteem is the root of more failings and more successes than any other single human characteristic? It is the respect you feel for yourself. It is at the core of all you think, say, do, and feel. It affects the 7 areas of your life. It is always changing. It is intangible and recognized by your behavior. As a result, you may feel a lot of self-respect one minute and not so much the next. It affects all your thoughts and actions. Without it, you are lost. you can never truly be successful. Self-esteem is, in fact, a life and death issue. Value judging will lessen or destroy your self-esteem. When you value judge, you compare your value to that of others. How often do you judge your inner by someone's outer? Everyone is hurting in one way or another, either emotionally, financially, spiritually, or with their health. It pays to be kind always. We are all born with intact self-esteem. It is our birthright. As babies, we are open, curious, loving, spontaneous, and accepting. We are all born with pure potential. As children, we were uninhabited and unafraid until we were taught to be otherwise. We didn't have the skill or nurture to build our self-esteem, since we were dependent on others for our survival. We learned self-image behaviour. We discovered that we were accepted and included for what we did or had. Parents, siblings, relatives, teachers, friends, television, and society all taught us self-image behaviour. Society taught us that feelings were not as important as knowledge and acquiring and having material things. Once your self-esteem is replaced by self-image behaviour, you'll never reclaim it until you have someone who unconditionally supports you, who is genuinely interested in you and can help you reclaim it and make it a skill. You may live your life by self-image behaviour if you wish, but be prepared to always be value judging and comparing. How can you achieve significance if you don't respect yourself? You always doubt what you can achieve. How you feel about yourself will help determine the direction you take. How and what you think will largely determine what you become. And as much as we're talking about principles, the secret to significance is, in fact, how and what you think and feel. You can instantly observe a person's self-esteem by the way they treat you. Start by getting in touch with your feelings, both physical and emotional. Do I feel good about myself? No. Why? What is causing that feeling? What is my image of myself? Write down an honest description of yourself. Where did this image come from? Describe some negative and positive influences and experiences that help you shape it. What sort of self-image would I like to have? What do I have to do to achieve it? What do you think you're worth? Ask yourself, what do I love about myself? What makes me the person I am? Self-esteem is a feeling. Fear of failure is fear of yourself doing something, while fear of rejection is fear of others not accepting you. Experiencing some fear is natural, no matter what happens. If you're honest and sincere, you're less likely to feel failure. If you live your life in a way you feel is important, a way that goes along with your values and beliefs, you're not likely to feel rejection either. When you know who you are, respect yourself, and know where you're going, you'll not be concerned about what others may think or say about you. The rejection we perceive from others often starts with us, and the rejection we give ourselves. We cause ourselves a lot of pain when we reject ourselves. In other words, once you accept yourself, you open the door for others to accept you more easily. How many people do you know who are living their lives based on someone else's expectations? How many people pleasers do you know? Are you one of them? Have you ever operated by trying to please other people? Have you ever thought people wouldn't like you and may even reject you if you didn't please them? Could you ever stop to think that your perception of what pleases someone might be incorrect? Well, people pleasing doesn't work. That has been one of my lessons. When you do what is truly correct for you without harming others, it will be correct for them also. They may not realize it at first, but they will eventually. Stick with your convictions. You're the only one who truly knows how you feel. With intact self-esteem, if you choose to please someone, it will be because you are happy doing so, not out of fear or rejection or obligation. The key is, don't let the outside world or society try to manipulate you into doing things that are not on your agenda. You'll probably feel used and abused if you do. It is your life, and you'll be more respected by yourself and others if you take charge and say no to people when necessary. Your self-esteem determines how much you let fear or failure control your thinking and performance. As I mentioned before, you need to have self-esteem and unconditional love for yourself before you can nurture anyone else's self-esteem and give them unconditional love. Unconditional love is not the norm, but when you give it to other people, it is likely they'll feel better, and so will you. What you see in others is a mirror of you. You can only see qualities in others that you have, or are developing in yourself. Your reflection will undoubtedly be your direction. How you perceive and feel about yourself in many cases determines the path you take. With intact self-esteem, you're more likely to make each day count. This is your life. It is not a dress rehearsal. Your life on this earth is like a movie. It has a beginning and an end. Remember, your self-esteem is the picture that you carry around with you in your head. It is the you who you believe yourself to be. Your self-esteem is supreme in its power. It is the most powerful ally or enemy you have. If your self-esteem is injured or low, it will bring you down to its level. If your self-esteem is strong, healthy and high, it will bring you up to its level. What you think about yourself dictates your success and significance in everything you do. Remember, people will always remember you by the way you made them feel, not what you did for them. Virginia Satir said it best. I am me. In all the world, there's no one else exactly like me. There are people who have some parts of me, but no one adds up exactly like me. Therefore, everything that comes out of me is authentically mine because I alone choose it. I own everything about me, my body including everything it does, my mind including all my thoughts and ideas, my eyes including the images of all they behold, my feelings, whatever they may be, anger, joy, frustration, love, disappointment, excitement. My mouth and all the words that come out of it, polite, sweet or rough, correct or incorrect. My voice, loud or soft. And all my actions, whether they be to others or myself. I own my own fantasies, my dreams, my hopes, my fears. I own all my triumphs and successes, all my failures and mistakes. Because I own all of me, I can become intimately acquainted with me. By doing so, I can love me and be friendly with me in all my parts. I can then make it possible for all of me to work in my best interest. I know there are aspects about myself that puzzle me, and other aspects that I do not know. But as long as I'm friendly and loving to myself, I can courageously and hopefully look to the solutions to the puzzles and find out more about me. However I look and sound, whatever I say and do, and whatever I think and feel at a given moment is me. This is authentic and represents where I am at that moment in time. When I review later how I looked and sounded, what I said and what did, and how I thought and felt, some parts of me may be unfitting. I can discard that which is unfitting and keep that which proves fitting and invent something new for what I discarded. I can see, hear, feel, think, say and do. I have the tools to survive, to be close to others, to be productive, to make sense and order of the world, of people and things outside of me. I am me. I own me. And therefore, I can engineer me. I am me, and I am okay. So, are you ready to actualize your best skills, talents, and performance? Do you have the best version of you? Do you have a great vision? Are you selling yourself short through negative thinking and feelings? Are you living the good life, the full life, the significant life? Remember, it's not your success that matters, but your significance. Thank you for listening. See you for the next time in the series of A Blueprint for a Life of Significance, a guide to continuously tuning your life. Margie O'Kane signing off. Keep your wings level.
Thank you for listening. Join Margie O'Kane, host of Creating a World of Women of Significance, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern on Global Voice Radio, where your voice is heard.